You've said that you had to do the movie in quite a hurry. But what caused the rush in the production?
What caused the rush in the production?
Yeah. You said that you were very busy, or the schedule was very tight.
Yeah, it was very tight. I think generally it was the budget basically, where we had limited funds for the production, and we had. Sometimes as a crew, you just come in and you're told you have to do this in 5 days, and that was the case. So we rushed it a bit. Ordinarily, I would have shot it maybe for the 50 minutes. I think I'd have shot it 10 days to shoot 5 minutes a day. Then you would really venture in your shots and your picture and everything. But we had 5 days, so we are doing 10 minutes, approximately 10 minutes every day, and that's quite sometimes hectic. Yeah, I think it's mainly because of the budget.
Yeah, the budget of the movie was 20,000 euros, right? So how big are the budgets usually in Kenyan movies? What is the common budget for a movie in Kenya?
We don't have a common budget, but local productions, we have streamers' budgets, and that's why I feel the crew was not really like awed by the strain and the pressure in this one, because we are used to, like, for a TV production that runs for 20 days, you'll shoot it, 20 something minutes, 24 minutes, you will shoot it in 2 days maximum, because of the limitations. So it's really about budgets.
How would the money would have affected the movie? Would it be the different movie if you would have had the bigger budget, and how?
Yeah. Of course, I'm sure, because from my experience, movies are about planning, and we didn't have so much time to plan. Sometimes we would discuss the script, the scenes on location, because we didn't have like a script editor, or the first draft was like this, so let's just talk about it, make the changes, and then make a second draft, and then sometimes even a fifth draft. Yeah, so that would have really like changed a few things. But I will not say I regret what I have made. No.
Well, how can you see the low budget in the movie?
How can I?
Yeah. How can one, like, if you watch the movie, can you tell that? How can you tell? How did it affect to the product?
Yes, for me, I would say the technical side of the story. I would have, with a good budget, I would have done, I like calling them extraordinary angles, camera angles, because it's a fictitious story sort of in our mind. It's not down on a level of humanity, so I would have loved to do high angles, crane shots, and a lot of moving shots, and that doesn't come cheap, so we had to settle with what we have. We had just a camera and lenses and a simple lighting, and most of the time actually we even just depended on the natural light, exterior scenes.
How about the storytelling? Is it typical to Kenyan movies?
No.
How does it differ?
It differs in the sense that we have borrowed an industry, and what we try to do is almost like ape the American style of doing it. So we want to be a bit sophisticated in our telling of the story, which is, I must say, it is an eye-opener to me, because as a filmmaker, because I eventually, after Marsalkka of Finland, I realized how we have simple stories that can be told in a simple setups, rural setups especially, and not go the modern way of saying, telling stories in the cities where, in Kenya, Nairobi is the most developed province, and if you want to appeal to everyone in the country, the 40 million people in the country, you do not just satisfy the 5 million in Nairobi. And the way we told the story of Marshall of Finland, it's a style that is acceptable to so many people, especially back at home. We did a style of storytelling that cuts across all the 42 tribes of Kenya.
There's been quite a stir around this movie in Finland. Plenty of people have been disappointed that the movie is made in Kenya, and some people consider it's very improper way to represent Mannerheim. What do you think about that?
I think it's a bit too much, but I also think I also understand the feeling. But what I'd say is we are not trying to represent him. We are trying to represent an aspect, a simple, small aspect of his life that we felt, and I will hold on to that dearly for the rest of my life. We felt that that aspect of his life is very universal. It happens in every facets of life, in every careers, where we are considered very good at this, but we don't know how to tilt the balance so that it does not affect our other personal life. You know, I was brought up by a soldier. My father was a soldier. I've lived in a military barracks for a good part of my life, and I must say this is something that was when I read the script and after shooting the film, I was like, yeah, this is a representation of some of the families that I have seen and grown up with. Yeah, so we are not trying to tell Mannerheim's story. We cannot do that. Yeah, we can only get a small aspect of his life and tell it in our own way, in our own form as artists, and hope that it will appeal to many other people. It's not a documentary of his life. No, it's just some small, aspect of his life that we feel it's universal. And I think when people watch the film, and I urge them to really watch it with an open mind, so that they will see the filmography aspect of it and the storytelling aspect of it. And I'm sure if they do that with an open mind, they will detach this myth that we have made a story about a Finland hero who we know nothing about.
But is it really about Mannerheim, the movie?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say, I'll put it this way.
Well, did you expect the reactions?
No, I did not expect the reactions. I had no expectations of, especially. I hesitate to put it this way, but it went to extremes, and I read some of the online comments from people, and those extremes I didn't expect them to really hit there, because we are artists. It's an art form. Could
you see that kind of reaction to happen in Kenya if there was a movie made in Finland about Kenyan history?
Yeah.
That you see the reaction could happen?
Okay. I think it would happen to a few people. People who understand that it's just art. I don't think it will be an issue. And it's like, it's not the perfect example, but we've talked about, even with other people, about Morgan Freeman playing Nelson Mandela, Jennifer Hudson playing Winnie Mandela, and even if she's black, we know she's American. She's not the actual representation, but it's film, it's art. It's art. You can change everything.
Well, the premiere of the movie is on Friday, but the critics have already seen it, and their reviews haven't been very good. The reviews had been quite negative. How does that feel?
I wish I'd have seen their reviews and understood them, because if you criticize the technical aspect of the film, if you criticize the storytelling aspect of the film, then I think there we have something to talk about. But if you rubbish everything because this person does not belong in that community, to me that criticism is not valid to me.